You have to cut that out. TeachMeGrappling.
All right, guys,
Sorry.
what's up? TeachMeGrappling. Anton Kalista. Guys, check it out. We're going to show you guys, I'm going to have to do a series. This is a really good move. It's not just a move. It's a position and a series of moves that all you beginners out there need to know. And advanced guys. A lot of you guys you probably already know this stuff, but you might get a detail here or there that might help you. Who knows? I'm going to teach you guys my little system of separating the arm for the armbar. So go ahead, lay on your back. And again, there's lots of systems to separate grips. Is this one better for your grip? For me to pull on?
Yeah,
Than that one?
it really doesn't matter. I'm
Okay.
going to have to hold it anyway.
All right, so guys, we're going to scoot in here into an armbar. And then what I want to do is, I want to make sure that my crotch moves all the way up to his shoulder. I don't want to have my crotch down here. So you see the angle is obviously really bad. I'm also not going to be way up here. So it's like this. So these kind of positions are what lead to escapes. So I want to align myself directly with the shoulder, and I basically scooch my crotch in all the way against his shoulder. Yeah. And he likes that feeling, doesn't he? So now, my leg that's across the chest is gonna bite down. You notice Anton's a pretty big dude for me, so from my point of view. And you know, not if you're 400 pounds, he's a tiny little chihuahua. But my heel, I wanna pull this in, okay? My foot is not touching the floor. If you have a lot of length in your legs, you may be touching the floor right now. But I'm not touching the floor, no big deal. I'll just pull my heel into his rib cage. Okay, my leg that's over the head, I'm gonna give you three schools of thought, okay? The one I prefer when he's on his back is a crossed legs position with the chest leg over the head leg, not head leg over chest leg. If you have head leg over chest leg, it can work. There are some circumstances where maybe you will do this and still pull off some submissions, but it leads to a really big gap right here in front of his face. And that gap has mostly to do with him like bringing his head up. So his head can start coming up. When you put your chest leg over your head leg, he can feel when I curl my legs in, there's more pressure on his face and on his head. When he tries to, say for example, do a sit-up, it's harder for him to sit up. Now, today, what I'm gonna be talking about is which arm, give him a little breather. Which arm do you put through? You can choose either. They are both correct. There is not one way to do it. You may come from a school where the coach says, guys, I really, really like to go through and grab a leg. You also might have a coach that says, I like to go through and have a posted hand over here. You're gonna have some coaches talk about Kimura grips, okay? You're also gonna have the other style of grip, which would be an Americana grip, not used nearly as much as the Kimura grip. The Kimura grip is much more favorable with arm bars. But I'm not saying this is never used, I'm just saying, okay? So you've got these different variations, but now let's talk about it. The legs are the south, the head is north. So I wanna know what happens when I take my south hand and go through. That's the series we're gonna talk about today. So I wanna go elbow deep, and I'm gonna grab as deep as I can on my thigh hip region. I'm not grabbing my rib cage. I'm not grabbing my chest or my shoulder, okay? If he's pulling his arms, and then what we wanna do also is we wanna get his hands set up. I know Anton's got a messed up finger right now, but he could use this rear naked choke method like this. That's a really good defense. It's hard to deal with at times, but that's not what we're talking about. But what I want you to think of is when this slides, it goes into a butterfly or it goes into a palm to palm, okay? Or even an S grip at the very end, okay? But it's important that he covers the hand that's being attacked. He should never put this hand on top, because if this ever happens, all I have to do in this case is just pull this arm. And this grip, I know you've got a bad finger, but it's just not gonna work. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter how strong the guy is. I scrape with my knuckles, boom, it's coming. Now I've got it. So he must protect it. It must be on the inside. Now, the butterfly grip that he's using is a little bit harder for me than the palm to palm with what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to give a little bonus because you're doing it. It's okay. If I see this butterfly grip, I simply do a little radius scrape. Watch this. See that? As I scrape, I catch that hand, and now I'm going to separate. So look at that little trick. If you see it sticking out, a simple radius scrape right there. Even though he's squeezing those grips, I just apply that force, and you see that nub that comes out? Now I've got it. Now my body weight will fall, and I'm going to separate the arm, control the hand, 2-on-1, controlling that thumb. Thumb is vertical, pinky is down. That means his elbow is down in the cross arm lock position. And then pulling it down right there will tap him out. Obviously, I will be engaging my legs and my hips, and I will finish him. This arm, like Anton's kind of tight. Let me show this detail. Let's say I was to get it here. If I were to hug this and squeeze properly, Anton will tap before my back hits the floor. Watch when he taps. Right there. You see that? So my back hasn't even hit the floor. That means you're doing a good armbar. If you do an armbar where you get his arms separated, you're laying down, his arm is, I'm making my position weaker, and I've got his arm in my chest and he still hasn't tapped, and I'm laying on my back, and now I have to bridge. You either have a guy who's crazy flexible or your armbar sucks. So we want to improve it. So again, scoot my hip in, make my legs tight. You see I cross and I pull the heels in. So I've got that squeeze going. If I do this little radius scrape, and once I come to here, as I separate, I'm keeping tight. He could be moving around. I'm going to squeeze, and my back hasn't even hit the floor and he's tapping. That's what we want. All right. Now, let me get to the palm to palm now. So did I convince you to palm to palm?
I mean, it's going to slide there.
Yeah, but did I convince you?
Yeah, you did, because this is impossible.
You see that?
Yeah, I don't care.
So now hit a little palm to palm, and you notice I can still try it, but I want to teach you this. Watch this. If his lock is in the center line, like it is now, we are in an even fight right here, an even fight. And he's strong and I'm pulling, it's an even battle. It's tug of war and it's even. And if he's stronger than me, he may even be better than me with his hand in the middle. If his hand goes towards him, he's now in a better, stronger, I'm not strong now. So you notice my hand has slipped down my thigh. Anton's so strong, it's really, stay like that. Keep fighting it over there. I can't even leverage you. And in the same way, if this lock crosses the center line, he's mine. If I go here, you're gonna lose. You see that?
I'm fighting with my arm now.
Yes. Yeah. So, how do we get it towards us is the question. I'm gonna talk to you about the setup now. I'm gonna go back a step now and detail more. This is all golden details, guys. Get this stuff down. You're gonna finish a lot more arm bars. You get to the arm bar. I've got the south arm through the loop, elbow deep. He pulls. See where he is? Now remember, there's a tricky little defense he has where his elbow goes in.
That's what I felt like. Yeah,
you felt that?
Yeah, because then I can start turning.
So
right?
he turns his hips away. I'll talk you through it, Anton. I know you probably haven't trained this one. Just face your hips away from me, and then he's gonna put the leg between his legs. You see that? And then now your knees come apart and he can pull his elbow to the mat. You lost your arm bar. So good escape, pretty good escape. So if Anton's elbow is in like that and close to your body, I keep my foot, I don't put it on top, okay? Don't be in a rush to do this kind of stuff just yet. I'm teaching you basics, fundamentals. I want you to learn how to stabilize the position. Don't do this. He's just going to use his forearm and his elbow to start to cause problems. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heel and pull it in towards his rib cage. We're going to be in a little fight here. And that brings us to the next thing. But I want to just show you, I'm just doing this. Mm-hmm. Try to turn your hips and get that Foot. Yeah, you see how hard it is? Use your elbow. See how hard that is? Why is it hard? Because I'm taking my foot and I'm pulling it in towards his rib cage, and I am not trying hard. I don't try to put it up here. If I run into his elbow, I give him what he wants. You feel that? Now go ahead and lift it. Lift my leg. Yep, you see that? All right, guys, so check this out. His elbow's in. He wants to try to do that. I just pull my heel in. Now watch. This brings us to where I should be. Arm goes deep. Twist my hip and post. And lean towards the head. Here. Okay? When I do this, go ahead and try to use that elbow. See how hard that is? Next, look what my foot does. My right foot. I march it up. See that? Try to get it in. Keep your elbow in. See how I'm leaning? Oh, I got your elbow out. And now I lock the chest leg over head leg position. I still have a lean. If you don't have a cross, it's fine too. You can pull heels in and twist. Why do I twist this way as opposed to being in the center? In the center, he is very strong. And the biggest issue especially with a big, strong guy, he'll do the old WWE or WWF if you're old like me. And he'll bring his legs up and he'll rocking chair up and sit up. And now, as he stacked you, you're getting the shit beat out of you. He's gonna slam you. He's gonna pull his arm out. So we don't want that. We don't want to try to be in that position. Much, much harder. I want this guy on his back. So again, can you do that again? That was an awesome move.
Yeah.
Go ahead. See that? Now why does that work? Go back. If I had this hand through and this one here, it wouldn't work. If he tried it, I would keep the control. So wait a minute, Coach Brian. Should we always teach this? No. Here's the move. This goes through here. He wants to do that. I twist and rotate. I turn my head, and now he goes. It's hard. Even if he rocks me into my back, he will lose momentum by curling this leg. Go ahead and try that again. Even if he gets me to here, I curl this leg, and he can't complete the hip heist.
I can't get this.
He can't hip heist. But if you're in the center, like this, even if I'm tight, even if I'm like this, like this, like this, if I'm in the center, no good. You're pulling on the arm, you know what he's gonna do? Go ahead, rock, and roll, and he's up. All right, so we go back. So I hope I've convinced you. Where are we gonna be? We have south arm through the loop, twist and rotate. Now when he tries to rock and roll, no problem, okay? Now, if he tries to bridge, you got a hand. So if he's trying to bridge, you got your hand. We're not gonna let him do this number on us. He'll bridge and turn over to his knees. And no, not that way, that's hitchhiker. But he'll bridge this way and turn over. You see that? We also aren't gonna allow that. Okay, my hand, stiff, don't hurt yourself. Go ahead and go. See how I'm posted? It's really hard for him to hit that. Next, all I do is I leverage and I make this man weak. Okay, let me give him a break here. His hands, if his hands are in this position, he's able to engage his back muscles, his arm muscles in a perfect manner. Go ahead and pull that into your chest. We're strong. He is so strong in this position. It's unbelievable. This man is the strongest man on the earth from my point of view right now. Let my arm go through. Look at this. Like, you feel how strong you are? Mm-hmm. Now go ahead and just...
It's like a gut wrench.
Yeah, so just go ahead and keep the same lock and move it over your head. And now try, not that far, just even right here. And go ahead and try to engage those same muscles. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I can't, it's not...
He can't
the
use
lower back,
his back.
Yeah.
The back muscles are not working anymore. So, even though he wants to pull it in, like this, once I go through, pull that in, strong, I lean, twist, my leg kicks, see, under his arm, and I lock. Now look at where your arms are. Now be as strong as you want. See my lean? Now that I've leaned and I'm wearing on this guy, when I see the opportunity, this hand, we don't have the radial scrape with the radius, we're gonna go through, and I'm falling. And it's all, go ahead, strong. Once I get to here, I can take this out, full grip, And there's the separation. My knees are squeezing. He may try, if he tries to come into you, he's done. Okay, there's no way. But if he tries to hitchhike, you have legs crossed as you come back out to stop hitchhike. Right, this is in the crook of my elbow. This hand comes to thumb, double up, full thumb control. There's no twisting, no moving around. And now everything is stable. Now, I know I talked about earlier about back not hitting the floor. That was when I had a separation. And I got separated, I was here. It's so tight that he taps there. But in this situation, it's most likely gonna look like so. Here, and then sometimes you can separate like this, hand, or you'll take this out and grip. And then as you bring it back, watch. I'm bringing him back slow, 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 and finish. You can go 2 hands, or you can keep 1 hug and a hand control. Both are acceptable, they're both great. And there's many other ways to do this, but this is my way, my system. So, south arm goes through. How deep? Elbow deep. You don't go like this, ever. Never, ever, ever. If a guy's pulling you like this, you're never gonna be tugging like you lost. He'll bridge into you and pull his elbow to the mat, towards me and elbow to the mat. And you're gonna lose it every time. I don't care how tight your legs are, you're gonna lose it, okay? It's unlikely to work, very unlikely. If your elbow's deep, if he turns, even without my legs crossed, if he does that same defense, he's gonna give me an armbar. If he turns into me, yeah, keep turning, pull it out. It's almost out. I'll even let it out. Oh, it's out. Now I get it. So if you guys notice, when you're elbow deep and a guy tries to pull his elbow to the mat, it's gone. See that? Even when I let it out, I don't even have to be tight. I can let it out a little. He's gonna give it to me. But when you do this, you have no way. I can pull as much as I want. He'll go into me, he'll drop his elbow to the mat, and then you can't armbar this. There's no way. Okay, the guy's gotta be a toothpick arm for you to beat him. So, and Anton's not him. So I'm here. Last time, he locks. I know there's a long-winded video, but it's heavily detailed, guys. South arm going through. This is what we're teaching tonight. Palm to palm grip. You guys saw if he did a butterfly radial scrape. He's got the palm to palm. Look at where his hand is. How far is it? Oh my God, he's gonna get my ankle. What do? I lean. Look at how far, look where my right hand is. Not where I want. Not where I want. He's fighting. He's winning the battle. He tries to go get it. How am I hiding? I'm putting my heel into his ribcage. Strong. We're gonna play this. This is how do we say? Catching a big tuna. So we go ahead, go to get that. As I'm here, I'm leaning. I'm gathering, leaning. So if he ever tries the sit-up maneuver, see that? I bit down, I'm riding, I'm leaning. Getting his arms above his head slowly. He's pulling, he's still fighting. He's got a little bit left. There it is. And now, this is like an Americana. There's no way he has a grip at this angle. He's very weak here. Everything's easy now. Look at him, he's having trouble breathing. Boom, control, separate, full control, thumb control. And again, that version I did uncrossed, no problem. Pull heels in, keep everything tight, or you have crossed legs. Don't ever let anybody tell you that crossing is wrong. Crossing is great in this position. Stops the hitchhiker, probably one of the best ways to stop the hitchhiker escape. Last thing I'm gonna say, guys, remember, he's strong like this. Just one arm like this, strong. Look, oh my gosh, I can't separate this. Now just put your arm at this angle. Now look, what happens when I pull this way? See that? It's like a Americana. I'm making his hand go here. And you're using your body weight. It's not strength. You're going through and you're going this way. Okay? And then you'll straighten him out at the end. So, Anton, did you learn something?
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Butterfly grip, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, butterfly grip is actually really strong too.
Yeah, but I feel like
you
this
got
is
that.
better.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a lot of different ways to do it.
There's a lot of grappling.
There's a lot of grappling, and it's not like it's not wrong or right. You know, there's just different ways of doing it. And I can see how this is great sometimes. If I get a guy doing that radial scrape, I might change it. Yeah. You might change it real quick. Then you're going into here. You know, there's so many different ways to deal with it. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Remember, YouTube membership. We're gonna be dropping a video real soon. I know I've been over the holidays. I was spending time with the family and stuff, so I didn't get to do too many videos. But I'm back. So is Anton. We're gonna be back helping you. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. If you want to be a part of our YouTube membership, please click the membership and contribute to the channel, or through Patreon or PayPal. And I'll be back for more next time with more great stuff. That was a long ass video.